Ladies and gentlemen, what is up and welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking in great detail about the new version of Spider-Man. We have the Homecoming version, also known as Spider-Man Stark Enhanced in the game, which is probably what I should start calling him, but it's Spider-Man Homecoming, at least for the next few weeks while the movie is super hype. So this character really has taken me by a huge amount of surprise, and one of the things that I kind of really underestimated about this character is kind of his poise mechanic and how well that stacks and how much it stacks up to, which is 10 times, giving this character an insane boost to his base attack and crit as well when he's awakened. And this combined just makes this champion hit like an absolute truck. If you can get at the start of the fight, kind of just keep on evading those very close ranged attacks and taunting your enemy until you get to 10 stacks of that, and then when you start laying in and kind of spamming the special 2, just hits like an absolute truck. It's honestly so ridiculous. I've seen kills from one of my Alliance members, Supreme Gen, on Winter Soldier, got him down in under 80 hits with Suicide Masteries, and also Supreme Gen has a video on his channel where he fights Labyrinth of Legends Red Hulk and manages to get him down in a single try with the Stark Enhanced version of Spider-Man. So I think it's pretty safe to say that amongst a lot of his other talents, which we're going to talk about in this video, Spider-Man is a option for Labyrinth of Legends. He seems to be an exceptional option at that, and also with some of his abilities, he's going to make certain fights like Falcon and also War Machine significantly easier, and maybe also when it comes to Maestro, like evading that special 1 as well. You're going to have a bit of assistance doing that with his auto-evade mechanic, and we'll talk about all that stuff. But really, this is, I think, one of my favorite champion in terms of design, because they've taken certain mechanics, like the way he gets poise is basically via dexterity and stuff and swiping backward. They've made like dodging and playing very good at the game kind of just reward you so much in terms of damage, and also feel so fun with this character. So in terms of the design of Spider-Man, which is, you know, he's kind of like dancing about, he's taunting the enemy, he's being a little bit banterous, they have fucking nailed the design of this character. This character is so much fun to play, his animations are awesome, and honestly I think this is my favorite character in terms of the design that they have released ever. So yeah, great job to the design team in this. There have been a few characters I think they kind of dropped the ball on. Like, I really didn't like Nebula's design, I really didn't like Carnage's design, but this one, they have flippin' nailed it, lads. But anyway, let's talk about some of Spider-Man's abilities. So we'll get back to the Awakened ability in a bit, but just as a quick answer to that, I don't think Spider-Man needs to be awakened to be a good champion, which is also what makes him so great as well. But having the character awakened is very nice, because it's a huge boost to your crit, so that's good to have for sure. So the first thing is going over all his abilities. He has a flat 3% chance to evade an incoming attack, and one of the things about Spider-Man Stark Enhanced evade animation is he really like travels quite a bit far back, so it's very easy to actually recover from an evade. Like, where a few characters, they just have a little dodge, but this one, in terms of its animation, seems to have like enough space that so that you can recover an attack and kind of move on to your next one, which is something that I really love. It seems they kind of nailed the animations and spacing with this character, so that having an evade isn't like a burden like it is on Black Widow when it's annoying and it triggers and you miss a parry, and then, you know, you don't have and if you don't see it immediately, you don't have enough time to react. Whereas with this character, kind of always on the ball, you're always bouncing about, so I quite like that. So against special attacks, Stark AI warns Spider-Man of incoming danger and increases his chance to evade by a flat plus 60%. So you have a 63% chance to passively evade any projectile attacks. And the way that this works, from looking at Winter Soldier and a lot of the kill videos on that, when you appear to be blocking, if you start evading like for multiple projectiles, if you evade one projectile, you evade the rest by the look of it. That's what I've seen on every single Winter Soldier kill. So yeah, it's a little bit of an odd one there, but I really think about kind of his use when it comes to the Collector matchup, and I want to see how that works. Like, I want to see somebody get a video out on Spider-Man versus the Collector. And as a disclaimer, guys, this isn't my Spider-Man that we're looking at. This is my Alliance members. This is Dead Moth's. So if you want to look him up in game, you can have a bit of a look around and also duel a Spider-Man Stark Enhanced if you like. And next up we have The thing which really is applicable when you're fighting this character, if Spider-Man is struck by a Cosmic Champion or struck by a heavy attack, the Stark AI shuts down for 10 seconds, so basically he doesn't have that huge boost to evading his the special attacks while that is disactivated. So yeah, when you're fighting the champion, either you need to use a Cosmic, or if you want to get off a special attack, you need to make sure you use a heavy attack before using your special, or he is most likely going to auto-evade it. So next up we have the Smack Talk section. Now this is what makes Spider-Man so damn fun. So each time Spider-Man evades an attack or uses the Dexterity Mastery, he gains a charge of Poise. The cooldown on this is 0.8 seconds. So this is basically like, it just prevents stuff from happening like when you're fighting War Machine or Winter Soldier with the SP2. Basically, him just going up to like instantly like 8 or 10 charges, evading a quick fire special attack there. But yeah, it's pretty easy to manage, like 0.88 seconds, very, very low cooldown on that. So each charge of Poise grants him a set amount of attack rating, which is roughly the equivalent to about, I think it's like 18% of his base attack, or maybe it's somewhere between 18 and 20% there. So each charge of Poise goes up to a maximum of 10 stacks, and this is something that I thought you could only have 1 stack of Poise, like initially when reading this character. But then if Spider-Man lands 5 uninterrupted attacks, he converts a Poise charge into a Taunt debuff on the opponent for 3 seconds, and Taunts last 50% longer against villain champions, and dodging back and allowing Spider-Man to idle for 1 second. Allows him to smack talk, and he'll do a little like finger wag animation like come here, and that will refresh an active taunt. So yeah, it's pretty easy to bait out specials with Spider-Man. Like opponents that are taunted have their attack reduced by 40%, so if you do get hit, it's not the end of the world. And also they have a 70% higher chance to activate a special attack, which makes any opponent that you're fighting with taunt very likely to use their special attack. So yeah, it's pretty damn cool there. Like, I really, really like that mechanic, but the main thing when playing this character is keeping those charges of Poise between like 8 and 10. That kind of is your main goal for the fight, because that's going to give you a huge boost to your attack. So you got to start off the fight by playing very agile, evading, not really attacking into your opponent. And if you can do that, as shown in some of the Supreme Gent videos, then you can really, really ramp up your damage. So another cool thing he has is the heavy attack drains 45% of the opponent's power meter and has a 30-second cooldown. So this isn't really something, this is something you want to use like in a kind of like oh crap moment, like an oh crap I got the opponent to a special free, like here's my solution, I just quickly parry and then fire off a special attack. So yeah, that's good for getting you out of a sticky situation there, but isn't really something that has a short enough cooldown or is reliable enough to be used in the standard rotation. The special attack 1 has a 50% chance to stun the opponent for 10 seconds, but if you haven't been hit and you've got the AI active, that's 100% chance. So during the special attack 1, you can get a double medium. If you're playing very fast, you can medium, and then go another medium into like a full combo. So you can get kind of, you can get 7 hits off from that stun on the special 1, so that's pretty damn decent there. If you're looking to fight an opponent that's like, has a really annoying like special 1, like for example Spider-Gwen, you don't want her evading, you want to push her onto that special 2, so when she's about to get that SP1, you use the special attack 1, double medium, full combo, and your opponent is most likely at their special 2 if you've kind of timed it right with the power thresholds. So yeah, a bit of an interesting one there, but for damage, it is all about the special attack 2. Which is electric web shots that have a 70% chance to shock the opponent, dealing energy damage over 6.5 seconds, and these shock effects are overcharged and deal double damage to robot champions, so super effective against your Ultrons and Visions there. And then finally, we have on the special attack 3, 100% chance to ensnare the opponent for 18 seconds. Ensnared champions suffer 30% reduced ability accuracy and cannot trigger passive evade effects. So this is kind of helpful if you're fighting, you know, the classic version of Spider-Man, if you want 18 seconds, or maybe a Nightcrawler, where you know for sure your opponent isn't going to evade, but it's not, it doesn't have enough uptime to be, like, active all of the time. Even if you're spamming special freeze, you're still going to have, like, it's probably going to be active, you know, if you're just going special free to special free, it's going to be active about, like, 60 to 70% of the time, depending on how aggressive you play. So a bit of an interesting one there, you know, it's something pretty good that he has. And then we go on to his signature ability. So above 50%, Spider-Man's taunts last 2 seconds longer, and each charge of poise grants him additional crit rating. So basically it's you know, at this dupe level 40 5-star Spider-Man, it's 284 rating per charge of poise. So, you know, once he's got 10 stacks of that, that's close to 3,000 additional crit rating. You know, absolutely insane stuff there. So it's very nice to have this character awakened, but you don't need to have him awakened. And, you know, it does very much reward you for playing very nimble with dexterity, and also keeping above 50% health, because if you drop below that, you're going to lose your crit bonus. And then below that, he gains the chance to evade, goes up by a flat 7%, so the base chance becomes 10%, and each charge of poise will grant him a bit of additional block proficiency. It's not really enough to make a huge amount of difference, though, to be honest. So, yeah, you kind of want to stay above, like, 50% when you're playing this character. Like, the, dropping below that doesn't really help too much. And then we go on to the synergies for this character. So this character, I don't really know too much about his synergies and if they're too useful. So the first one he has is knowledge share, and that's of Spider-Man, Iron Man, and Hulkbuster. And it gives Spider-Man the AI, his Stark AI, reboots 30% faster, so it reboots in 7 seconds instead of 10, and also provides the synergy to Iron Man and Hulkbuster, which gives them plus 30% special damage, and this one does not stack with duplicate synergies. So, not really that great for Spider-Man. I don't really see it benefiting him that much. Like, ideally, if you're playing well, you're never going to need to reboot the suit. And also for Iron Man and Hulkbuster, they don't really hit like hard enough to warrant that, but maybe if you're on some crazy Iron Man special 2s, maybe that's the way to go. And then with Vulture, we have Avengers Tryout. So Spider-Man gains plus 15% ability accuracy while the AI is active. I don't really see that benefiting much, to be honest. The only thing that I can really think of is like the shock, like a higher chance for that to proc. But again, I think when it comes to synergies, like Mutant Crit Team is probably the one you want to go for max damage. Then also gives Vulture plus 40% Incinerate damage. So I'm interested to see when it comes to Vulture if there are going to be kind of any synergies, you know, supporting Spider-Man a little bit further. And then finally we have the only synergy which I think may be pretty damn useful, which is Contest Noobs. And it gives Spider-Man Stun, Shock, and Ensnare debuffs to last 30% longer. So that's pretty damn good there. You can potentially get your, Ensnare up to, you know, about like 80 to 90% uptime. It's going to be about like, what is it, 24 seconds, something like that? 24, 25 seconds. And then you have Miss Marvel Kamala Khan. Fury buffs gain plus 30% potency. Spider-Man Miles Morales will also begin the fight with 2 additional Spider Sense charges, so not really that great for Miles Morales, but for Kamala Khan and Spider-Man, like some pretty decent stuff there. There's definitely uses with the increased stun, the shock, the ensnare, that could, you know, it's an interesting thing to bear in mind with this character. But again, it does not stack with duplicate synergies. If it did, it would be insane. It would be so powerful. So yeah, overall, I love the design of Spider-Man Homecoming. I think they've done an exceptional job on this character. He just looks amazing. He plays so well. I've played quite a bit around with the 2-star version, but in terms of like going for this character as a 5-star, I think he's a great option. If you want a character unduped that's going to get you through Labyrinth of Legends, that initial run, great option for that. You know, the additional pro is he doesn't really need to be awakened, as we've covered. And between like upcoming featured champions, it's really this guy in the next 5 days or Iceman. So I'm a little bit tempted to go for this dude as a 5-star. Very, very tempted. So you might be seeing that on the channel, but I want to get the 3-star version, do a little bit more testing personally. But all of the stuff that I've seen from a lot of the high-level players and all of the word, just this character is some confirmed hype, a solid damage dealing champion with just such a variety of utility that can come in use at any point. So yeah, definitely rate the design of this champion. They've done an exceptional job. Great moves, Kabam. Keep it up, proud of you. But now I'm interested to see what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Do you rate Spider-Man? Do you like him as a character? Let me know in the comments of the video below. Apart from that, thank you very much for watching this. Take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.